Hello and welcome guys to Pokemon Emerald. I've not played this game for quite a long time and I really loved it, and I'm sure you will too. This is going to be a walkthrough, playthrough, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I really love this game. I'm going to get straight into it. So just sit back and relax, guys. I am playing this on an emulator, so I won't be using the basic saves and things like that. I'll basically be using frame saves. As you can see, it is possible for me to speed it up, which will make this game a lot less tedious. I'm really just making this video so I can work on my commentary, because for a while I haven't actually commentated to a good extent. I usually break and I stop, and that means I've got to pause videos. If you want to read any of this, just pause it partway through the video, even though I'm sure everyone's read this before. This is a really old game, but this is definitely 100% my favourite Pokemon game. And of course, Professor Birch cannot see. He must be missing his glasses because he doesn't know if I'm a boy or a girl, so I'm going to go with boy. And we're going to call our name Mr. Wait. Okay, we're just going to go with Sam because I can't really think of anything. Actually, no, I've got a better one. Okay, so we got a name. It's in my butt. So it's in my butt. Okay. You're in my butt who's moving to hometown Rustborou. I get it now. Okay, so the base story of this game is like, well, the majority of the earlier ones, like Fire Red and Leaf Green. For the people who don't know, the Emerald, it is the exact same as Ruby Sapphire, except you can get Rayquaza and you can get both of the boss Pokemon I say. You can get Kyogre and Groudon, which I think in general it just makes this game a lot better. The fact that I'm doing it on emulator means I can cheat. I won't cheat though. I'm planning on doing this as a playthrough. Should be doing pretty well. I mean, I have played this a lot. I really used to adore it. I played it so much. I used to play it on holiday. I get my own room in a butt apparently. I shouldn't have called it in my butt. I'm going to be making jokes about this all the time now. I really can't express how much I truly love this game. When I was a kid, and even when I was about 13, I'd play this game excessively. I'd play it every single day, and I know pretty much every nut and cranny about this game. I know there's a potion here. All you got to do now is just check the clock, and basically it doesn't really matter what the time is because no one ever checks what time it is on these clocks. You've got your own clock in your corner of your screen for that reason. In my butt, how do you like your new room? Good. Everything's put away neatly. They finished moving everything. I'm gonna have to pick a voice for Mum. They finished putting everything downstairs too. Pokemon movers are so convenient. Now you should make sure that everything's on your desk. Okay, so this part you just basically check your notes and it tells you about Pokemon. I have to be honest. The base gaming of the original Pokemon is so easy that there is really little point of learning anything. It's really simple and you don't need to know this part. Right, the next part's quite funny. Oh, in my butt, quick, come quickly. Look, it's Petalburg Gym, maybe Dan will be on. And typically, it's over. I think Dan was on, but we missed him. Too bad. Oh yes, one of Dad's friends lives in town. Professor Birch is his name. He lives right next door, so you just go introduce yourself. Typically we missed seeing Dad, which is pretty obvious. We only get to see him like 4 gym badges, and I think on Emerald. He doesn't actually live here. I don't know why I told you to come here. You have to see May though. The doll's called May, and she's basically the equivalent of your Gary, or I think in Diamond you have a friend, I don't know what his name is. He's blonde anyway, and you get to see Red Gyarados. She's that equivalent, you know. In every Pokemon game, there's always got basically the altar person, you know, in the other family, and it's always, I think it's always nice to have that. So we're just starting off at the moment. I think, I'm not sure if you just leave or you meant to talk to her. Yeah, you just leave now. Oops. You just leave, and now I think you meant to try and go through here and she'll stop you. Yeah, you go and see him and you'll be dealing with his Pokemons. Okay, so there's a Torchic, Trico, and a Mudkip. Now, I usually go for Torchic simply because I think in general it's better to pick a fire Pokemon. I used to like Trico, but I think it's really extremely easy to get a grass Pokemon now, so I'm actually going to go ahead and go for Mudkip. The only one I've never actually done a full playthrough with. I think I'll go for this one. Mudkip's a pretty cool Pokemon, I guess. I mean, he's one of the most tumbler ones, you know. He gets used a lot. And I think he's actually the easiest one to choose at the start, but it does get more difficult. Okay, so Growl, what Growl does is it basically lowers their attack, and Tackle obviously just hits them. I don't think in this fight there's any point at all in lowering his attack, because obviously he's 3 levels higher than him, and it's just 3 bang really. Unless you're an idiot like me and you manage to miss somehow. And that's it, that's the end of the fight, and you get to keep Mudkip now. As in all Pokemon games, obviously. In a little while on, you'll go see May, and you'll end up fighting her, which it gets you an XP. I think I usually get to level 6 before I fight her. No, Mudkip name. Okay, let's go. Okay, I can't remember all the. Right, okay, so in the start. I don't know what. I think it's. No, I don't know. Mudkip, what can we call him? There we are, I'm so inventive. This bit is just explaining, if you've never played Pokemon before, it's basically just explaining that you get a Pokemon, and by killing other Pokemon, fighting other Pokemon, and fighting other trainers, you gain experience. If you fight a trainer, you gain money alongside experience. I don't really know how I'm explaining this, it's really simple. A good thing to check, always, I find, is in flower patches like that. You can often find rare candies. I don't know where a couple of them are, but I'm not 100% sure where all of them are. Okay, the only problem with being water at the moment is because you have to go through a lot of grassy areas. You might actually end up losing a couple of fights because grass versus water, obviously grass is a bit higher up, but in general you are also considerably a bit higher level. So there are no trainers in this first area, which means you can't actually gain a considerable amount of experience, but you can get enough to get up to level 6, which it is enough to beat May, and you can beat May at level 5. I just like to get level 6 just so I don't have to keep redoing it. I would advise every time to go ahead and collect, like a mud slap, to go ahead and collect the potion from the computer like I showed you earlier, and there's also a shop assistant later on which you can collect it from, which is, it's not really needed, but I mean, it is just free health really, and at this level you can need it because, I don't know, I just don't like being a low level in general. When you get to higher levels and you train a couple of Pokemon at the same time, it's fairly easy. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and heal my Pokemon, and I'll see. Okay, so we're back guys, and I've healed my Pokemon, and this is the shop assistant I was talking about. Basically what he does is, he'll just take you to the Pokemart and he'll give you a free potion. As you can see in a minute, obtain the potion. And there we are, that's a free potion, and it was really easy to get. Now along here he'll tell you something about footprints and things like that, so basically the best thing to do is just to come up here and fight May. Now I'm level 6, I'm not actually going to go ahead and fight anything on the way up there, because I don't really want to afford losing any HP before I get to her, and she's right there. Later on in the game you'll realise the amount of super repels I do actually get. I don't know why, I just seem to have the necessity of constantly using repels. I really hate things like that. Okay. Alright, let's think of a May voice. Let's see, the Pokemon for the Route 103 clue. Okay, I'm not actually going to do that. Okay, so she gives you a taste of what being a trainer like is apparently in my book. So, of course, as with all Pokemon games, they choose the better, well, side against water. So if they choose Trico first, obviously I'd choose Torchic, but it's never been like that. At this kind of level as well, they will use things like Growl and Leer, but it doesn't really matter because you're a level higher. As you can see, I almost died then, but it doesn't really matter. Got some considerable good XP there, which is really good. I mean, it's helpful. If I'd have died there, I would have just started again as... Nope, no T-Boy. You lose money from that as well, and it really kind of sucks. So, I'm going to go ahead and heal up again. Okay, we're back, guys. We're going to talk to May, and she'll just take us down to the Professor Birch area. So we just talk to him, and I think this is the part where he gives us a Pokedex. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, we'll see now. I'm pretty sure he gives us a Pokedex. Yeah, it gives us a Pokedex. And I'm not actually going to go ahead and 100% this. I think I'm going to do enough to get to the end and capture all 3 legendaries. I might do more after that. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm definitely 100% going to finish this game. I really, really do love it. Okay, now the good thing about Emerald over, other than the fact she's screaming in my butt, over Fire Red and Leaf Green for me, is the fact that you get your running shoes really early on, which I find great because it means I don't have to keep speeding up the... Well, I will speed up it, obviously, the emulator, but I mean, it just means I can run around a lot quicker, and I just find it easier in general, to be honest. As for Sam vs Gum, I think I might consider doing another couple with him. Recently my recorder's been messing up, that's why I haven't actually been uploading as recently as much as I'd like to, but I missed Helvete. I would love to upload more, but unfortunately I've just really not had the ability to, you know, because as I've said, my recorder's been messing up and whatnot. Some people seem to think if you tap B when you're going through grass, it'll reduce the likelihood that you're going to get any Pokemon. That is not true at all. There is no way of reducing the fact. And I believe here is our first trainer battle, so here we go. And I think he has either a Weedle or a Caterpie. I think Caterpie's in Leaf Green. I think this is a Weedle. Ah, Puccina, never mind. Okay, so I'm level 7 now, so it is really pretty simple. I haven't explained what Mud Slap does. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe from my memory that Mud Slap actually reduces their accuracy, which is good because obviously if you find something a bit hard or maybe you're trying to catch something, reduce their accuracy enough and they won't hit you, which is really helpful. I'm actually going to go ahead and fight all the trainers just to get the maximum experience I can possibly do, and if I do run low on health I can just run back and pause the video, which is pretty simple. Okay, this was the guy with the Wurmple I was thinking of. Throughout the entire game in general, you will either see people with 2 Pokemon around 1 or 2 levels lower than, well, the average, and then trainers with 1 Pokemon will have a fairly high level, which is... I find it usually harder to fight the trainers with single Pokemon, and that's often a lot of people's way of getting through these games. They have the starter Pokemon, they just train that. But to make it a bit more interesting, I'm actually going to go ahead and have a couple of Pokemon. I've not fully decided which Pokemon I'm going to have yet, but I'm sure I'll find some things later on in the game. I definitely will get a Ghost Pokemon later on. Lots of people don't like them, but for me I think they're probably one of my favourite types of Pokemon. Haunters I really like. I don't particularly like the flying type Pokemon in this game. I really don't like Talos. I did definitely prefer Fire Red and Leaf Green for that, because obviously you could get things like what am I about? Pidgeots and Pidgeotos and Pidgeys. I just preferred that in general. I don't think there's any particular Pokemon I prefer so much in this. I really like Lugia, and I know you shouldn't technically be able to get it in this one, but there's obviously Naval Rock which you can cheat for, which depending on how far in I get, I might actually go ahead and do that. By the looks, I'm going to have to run back and get some health. I might be able to do it because I'm level 10. Okay, I got water gun now, which is really good. Obviously, I can't use it against things like Shroomish, which I should have run back. Oh, okay. So, despite being not particularly very good, it still does manage to do the job pretty well, which I guess is still a bonus. I am going to go ahead and run back now because I don't really want to waste the potions I have. So I'm going to go ahead and run back, and I will see you guys in a minute. Okay guys, I'm back. I did actually go ahead and get the potion, which was down here, and I ran to a low tab, but I didn't want to pick it up or anything. I feel so retarded. I did just run all the way back, and I did not realise that was there. I do believe that you can find rots in this grass here because Wally finds it, but I'm not 100% sure, and I'm not actually willing to test it out. I don't want to spend a while there looking for rots, especially at this level. Now, she says Wally. I'm not 100% sure of the things you can find around here. I never actually bothered looking. I'm not going to in the video. I don't really want to. I know that your dad's in there, and oh, okay. Okay, so this guy's going to tell me about the gym. You can't actually do this one until you're about 4 badges in, which it's not too bad. I mean, what? Yeah, I missed Helvetia. Oh wait, maybe I can go in now. I think you can go in now and you see Wally. And your dad tells you to go catch him Pokemon. Yeah, this is Wally. And he goes ahead and catches the rots, and it basically just gives you the idea of how to catch how to catch Pokemon. Something I never really understood was later on in the game, you see your dad's got quite high level Pokemon, and he deals with rushing and defense type Pokemon, so one it cares. Yet he gives Wally a level 5 Zigzagoon, I think. Why would he have that with him? Yeah, it's a level 5 Zigzagoon, so he can fight the rots, which level 7 Zigzagoon only knows tackle because, you know, otherwise it'd just be stupid. Rots and psychic type Pokemon for me, they're okay to an extent, but I think if I was going to use psychic types, there's a couple of ghost type psychics, such as Mischievous, I think it's called. I think you can use some psychic moves with that, which I think for me that's probably one of my favourite ghost type Pokemon. I think that's what I'm going to be getting. I'm not going to bother getting anything like this just yet. I'm going to just wait and go through and hurry up, Wally, you dick. Who carries one Pokeball? Yeah, the game's just teaching you how to do it wrong. Just go away, you peasants. Okay. I don't think... Does he give you any Pokeballs? Or has he already given me them? Okay. Yeah, you get 5 Pokeballs, which isn't so bad, but I mean... Oh, no. So this is Scott right at the end of the game. I'm not actually going to ruin it for you, but there's a little bit of a secret area, I'll say, right at the end of the game, which is pretty good, I guess. I feel like an ass for not knowing this, but I have no idea what to do now. I think you're actually meant to go up there on the land, but I think there might be a couple of trainers here or something. Yeah, there's a couple of trainers here, which, in general, guys, fighting trainers, it can get quite nostalgic and it can get quite boring, but when it comes down to it, you really need the experience, especially at a level like this. At such a low level. I mean, the higher level you can get your beginning Pokemon, the better. I think I'm going to try and get the XP gain, which I think you need a total of 20 Pokemon caught to get, which it really isn't that much, and I think that's something I'm just going to go ahead and aim for. Okay, so I'm level 11 now, guys, which is pretty good. For anyone who doesn't know, it's level 16 for the next evolution, and that is around the time I want to catch I want to go ahead and try and catch my next Pokemon. I think this is the Magikarp guy, the first Magikarp guy, yeah. Okay, there's a Magikarp guy later on, and I believe he's next to the water, just past this next forest, and he does actually have 6 Magikarp, I think, and it is unbelievably annoying. 6 Magikarp, why? Just what are you doing with your life, son? Okay, so I think we've got quite a good amount of money. Later on, this guy will take you around. I think he's got a Pico in. Right now, you find him and his Pokemon, which is a Seagull, which I can't think of. Is this a peckerberry? Orange berries, right. Take orange berries, they're 10 HP each, which isn't that much. But if you're about to die, it comes in handy. To give you a base run around of this, when you see people dressed like this, always fight them. Because they're posh and whatnot, and this is going to test my memory from a good few months ago. I think if you beat her, she gives you $1,100, which is a considerable amount of money. Let's see, shall we? 1,400, which is even more. It's crazy, and there's also men, like posh men as well, which are pretty good. I think it's not this way. Yeah, it is this way. Fight me, you peasant. Bug Pokemon, this was always easy with Fire type, but I believe the first one you can actually do, and I think it's the same for the first few gyms. The first gyms you can fight is Rock, which really isn't so bad, especially with Water, because if you use a Water Gun, I think you can practically one-bang Onyx, which is quite hard, and you've got to be obviously around the same level, but when you're doing Fire, I keep getting mixed up with Leaf Green, because on Leaf Green you'd use Metal Claw. You have to use the Steel or Metal type move, or Fight type move, just to be able to beat him, and that does take quite a while. I really dislike fighting Pokemon. Okay, so I got Paralyzed Heal. I remember a while ago I used to get paralyzed quite a bit actually, I don't know why. Okay, so just up now is the start where you meet the man who basically starts off the whole game for you, and he's lost something called the Devon Goods. And that is basically what it's all about. You get the Devon Goods and you've got to fight Kyogre and you get Groudon with Team Magma and Team Aqua. Okay, so this is some Devons and research, but you basically have to fight Team Aqua right now. And it's not particularly hard. I mean, it's obviously got a new Pokemon. Something I never really liked about fighting Team Aqua and Team Magma is they always seem to have Zubats, Grobats I think they're called, and Puccinas and Mightynas and things like that. They all just got the basic annoying Pokemon. I mean, I don't mind it when I fight things like the Survivors because it's always nice to see. So you get a Great Ball now, which it's only worth about 200 really, which isn't really much. I mean, it's nothing you actually need. Yeah, that guy just tells you to avoid grass if you don't want to fight. Yeah, like I've been saying, you just got to get through the fights. I believe once you've beat the Rock Gym, you should actually have. You should have. Give me a minute. You should have evolved by then, which is pretty simple to do. Here's tip number 1 about Ninkadas. If you get them to level 20, I believe is their evolution, and you have a spare slot and a spare Pokeball, you get an extra Pokemon called Ninkada, Shed Ninja, sorry, which it has 1 HP, but it's like if you can get a first hit with it, it is extremely powerful. Now I'm not actually sure if I want to do that. I do really like the other Pokemon you get with it, which is great. Right, someone in here gives you a whale male, or I don't, is it you? They give you a whale tail, I think it's called. Yeah, this towards the end in that secret place I said Scott takes you. It helps you get the only Sudowoodo in the game, I believe it is. I think there's actually another one, but really the only one you notice. So it's always good. This is the other guy. This guy, I think he might even give you 2,000, which is a lot. And it's a good way to start up if you get all this money as well, because I mean, especially if you're like me and you really dislike fighting Pokemon, you're going to want a lot of repels. So I would advise doing that. Okay, to take up from my last episode in which I did Cat Mario, I'd like to apologise. I truly would like to apologise that I said I'd be uploading more often and I'd be uploading with my girlfriend and things like that. I mean, as I said with my record, I've just not had the chance, but with this I expect to get a good 50 episodes out of this, and I truly adore this game. So hopefully I can play through with this a lot, and I'm hoping you guys will enjoy, and hopefully, you know, I get more viewers, and I don't know, I just think in general things just could work out really well with this. Okay, well that went well. Oh, okay, so earlier on water gun was more effective, and now it's tackle, which I guess is just due to the level. So we're almost there. There is later, just up here, if you have 2 Pokemon by now, you can actually twin fight these, which makes it a bit easier. But until then, you can't. This is Magikarp Man. I'm going to go ahead and heal, and I'll come back here and I'll show you guys. Okay, guys, welcome back. We are going to fight Magikarp Man. I'm not 100% sure if it is Magikarp Man, but I'm pretty sure it is, and this is very annoying. Okay, he's only got 3 Pokemon. Okay, this isn't the one I was talking about, but he still does have 3 Magikarp, and they are Magikarp. I think by the end of this episode, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fight the gym. Just finish off the gym for this, and I think that'll wrap it up for a pretty good episode 1. Just be about 30 minutes, which, you know. And yeah, it's, you know, all your support helps, guys. I mean, I know at the moment we're still small, but even just when we get a like and we see the like or we see an extra subscriber, we just get really happy, you know. What do? Choose your Chester berry. There's a berry person later on, I'm pretty sure, that gives you stupid amounts of berries. Is it up here? No, it's here it is. Now, X defense are pretty shit, but in general you can sell them. I mean, I'm not sure how much my X defense are worth. Okay, so the first things first is we are going to go ahead and get cut, and I believe it is in here. Yeah, you get cut in here. Yep, so you get cut straight away from here. I did a playthrough, the last time I played through this game. I remember I left cut until so far in the game. I think it was several badges into the game before I could actually use it. I don't know what I'm going here. I think I've got 4 HP on my Pokemon. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and we are going to fight the gym. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the first trainers first, and then once we've done the trainers, we are going to go out, heal up, and then go for the boss. I think it should be easy. If my memory is correct, I should be able to one-bang these. And if I do, I'm just going to go ahead and go straight for the boss, because there is a little point in me keep going out, isn't there? By the time, I think I actually might have managed to evolve by the time I get to the leader, which is pretty great. If this guy's got 2, I think I might be able to do this by the time I get to the boss. Oh, unless I do tackle like a dick. Should be still one bag. Yeah, this boss is probably, unless you're using Mudkip, this boss is, I think for me, as a low level, is one of the most annoying. Because in general you just can't seem to get past it, because Bide. I believe Bide is one where it kind of holds, so I'm just going to go ahead and check. Endure attack for 2 turns. Okay. No, I'm not going to use that. Okay, so now this hiker guy's going to fight me. 2 again, I think, because he just got 1. I can't remember. I can't remember this one. 2, yeah. Okay, Geodude, just 2 Geodudes again, I believe. I won't level up as it happens, but I probably will actually level up as I'm fighting the leader, which is pretty good. I did say that earlier on, that I thought that's what was going to happen. Okay, so I'll see you in a minute, guys, when I'm on the boss, the gym leader. Okay, guys, so we're fighting Roxanne, which is the leader, and she's really easy. Just obviously, as I said, just use Water Gun. It's just one bang. It's just really, really simple. It's quite kind of funny. As you can see, I just hit 16, so after this, I will evolve. I'm not going to ruin the surprise for you, even though I'm sure pretty much all of you know what he evolves into. But I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I don't know why. I always thought there was an Onyx here. I guess that's just in Leaf Green. So I really hope I don't die now. Okay, so Oranberry. Yep. So two more hits and should be dead. It's probably going to heal. Of course it is. Obviously she's out of potions now, which is really, it's just an easy kill. So as it happens, guys, I'm going to wrap it up for this episode. I'm going to show you the evolution, and then that's it. So, okay, Mudkip's evolving. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. I've really enjoyed making it. Next episode should be in a couple of days, and I'll see you then, guys. I've really loved it. Enjoy your day. Peace.